Leviticus 20. Israel will be punished for their sins. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "Say to the people of Israel, suppose a person sacrifices one of his children to the god Molech. It does not matter whether that person is an Israelite or an outsider who lives in Israel. He must be put to death. The people of the community must kill him by throwing stones at him. I will turn against that man. I will cut him off from his people. That is because he sacrificed his child to Molech. He has made my sacred tent unclean. He has treated my name as if it were not holy. Suppose the people of the community close their eyes to the fact that the man sacrificed his child to Molech, and suppose they fail to put him to death. Then I will turn against that man and his family. I will cut him off from his people. I will also cut off all of those who follow him by joining themselves to Molech. They are not faithful to me. Suppose someone looks for advice from people who get messages from those who have died, or he goes to people who talk to the spirits of the dead, and he follows their advice. Then he has not been faithful to me, so I will turn against him. I will cut him off from his people. Set yourselves apart for me. Be holy, because I am the Lord your God. Obey my rules, follow them. I am the Lord. I make you holy. If anyone calls down a curse on his father or mother, he will be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother. Anything that happens to him will be his own fault. Suppose a man commits adultery with his neighbor's wife. Then that man and the woman must be put to death. Suppose a man has sex with his father's wife. Then he has brought shame on his father. The man and the woman must be put to death. Anything that happens to them will be their own fault. Suppose a man has sex with his daughter-in-law. Then he must be put to death. They have used sex in a twisted way. Anything that happens to them will be their own fault. Suppose a man has sex with another man as he would have sex with a woman. I hate what they have done. They must be put to death. Anything that happens to them will be their own fault. Suppose a man gets married to both a woman and her mother. That is evil. All of them must be burned to death. Then there will not be any evil among you. Suppose a man has sex with an animal. Then he must be put to death. You must also kill the animal. Suppose a woman has sex with an animal. Then kill the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. Anything that happens to them will be their own fault. Suppose a man gets married to his sister and has sex with her. That is a shameful thing to do. It does not matter whether she is the daughter of his father or of his mother. They must be cut off right in front of their own people. That man has brought shame on his sister. He will be held accountable for what he has done. Suppose a man makes love to a woman during her monthly period. He has uncovered the place where her bleeding was coming from, and she has let him do it. So they must be cut off from their people. Do not have sex with the sister of either of your mother or father. That would bring shame on a close relative. Both of you would be held accountable for what you have done. Suppose a man has sex with his aunt. Then he has brought shame on his uncle. Both of them will be held accountable for what they have done. They will die without having any children. Suppose a man gets married to his brother's wife. That is something that should never be done. He has brought shame on his brother. Neither of them will have any of children. Obey all of my rules and laws. Follow them. Then the land where I am bringing you to live will not throw you out. To make room for you, I am going to drive out the nations that are in the land. You must not follow the practices of those nations. I hated those nations because they did all those things I hate. But I say to you, you will take over their land as your own. I will give it to you. It will belong to you. It is a land that has plenty of milk and honey. I am the Lord, your God. I have set you apart from the other nations. So you must be able to tell the difference between animals that are clean and those that are not. You must know which birds are clean and which are not. Do not make yourselves unclean by eating any animals or bird that is not clean. Do not make yourselves unclean by eating anything that moves along the ground. I have set all of them apart. They are unclean for you. You must be holy. You must be set apart to me. I am the Lord. I am holy. I have set you apart from the other nations to be my own people. Suppose a man or woman gets messages from those who have died, or suppose a man or woman talks to the spirits of the dead. Then you must put that man or woman to death. You must kill them by throwing stones at them. Anything that happens to them will be their own fault.